Hello students, welcome to ShirtBack Academy. In our coding lesson today, we're going to begin Module 2. We're going to learn about loops. In this coding lesson, we're going to be using the exercise Loops with Rey and BB8. For this lesson, we're going to need to access again the code.org webpage. When you get there, please click on the Learn link in the top left corner. We're going to scroll down and click on Learn More in grades K to 5. Today we're going to be doing Course C. And the exercise we're doing is Loops with Rey and BB8, and it is lesson number 10. Once we're there, we're going to click on the number 1 and watch our introductory video.
Rey needs BB8's help. In these puzzles, you will program BB8 using the move and turn blocks from the toolbox. BB8 needs to pick up each piece of scrap metal to finish the puzzle. First, work to find a path for BB8 that covers all the pieces of scrap metal. Then write the program in your workspace to move BB8 on that path. You don't need a special command to pick up scrap metal. BB8 will collect it just by moving over the top. Now let's get rolling.
Okay, great. Let's click on Continue. We're going to begin our coding lesson with Puzzle 2. Here in Puzzle 2, BB8 has to collect all of the scrap metal. We need to use 5 of the same block to get the scrap metal. How can we do that? In our play space, if we count the path for BB8, we count 5. So we're going to bring over 5 move forward blocks. We've brought over 5 move forward blocks, 1 for each square in BB8's path. Let's check our code and we're going to hit run. Alright, great job. Let's move on to Puzzle 3. Here in Puzzle 3 we have a multiple choice. It asks us what do we think will happen when we click run. In our workspace we have a repeat. In this lesson, we're going to be working primarily with loops. The repeat block is a primary piece of a loop. In our code, we have a move forward, and it says to repeat it 5 times. Our choices for our question are A, BB8 will not move, B, BB8 will move only 1 space, or C, BB8 will move 5 times to get all of the scrap metal. What do you think will happen? Look at the answer choices. I think BB8 is going to get all the scrap metal. And he did. Great. Let's click continue. We're going to now watch a video to introduce us to how to use loops in our programs.
This is a repeat block. The code inside a repeat block will repeat or loop as many times as you'd like. In puzzles with BB8, code looks like this works exactly the same as code like this. When you see the same block repeated over and over many times in a row like this, that is a clue that you can make your code shorter by moving the repeated section into a repeated block. Now let's give it a try.
We're going to be using loops in each of the remaining puzzles, so pay attention to them. Let's click continue and move on to Puzzle 5. Here in Puzzle 5, our instructions are telling us to create a loop that uses only 1 block inside of a repeat. Let's see if we can figure it out. If we look in the play space, if we trace our path for BB8, we count 5 spaces he needs to move. We're going to bring over a repeat. And inside, connect a move forward. Our repeat should run the move forward command 5 times. Let's click run and see what happens. Alright, great job. You can see how the repeat allows us to save time and space in our program. Let's click continue and move on to puzzle 6. Here in puzzle 6, our instructions are asking us to create 2 repeat loops that will help us get BB8 all the scrap metal. Let's trace our path over in the play space for BB8 to get all the metal. In our first path, I count 4 spaces. I'm going to bring over a repeat and set it equal to the number 4. Inside, I'm going to bring over a move forward. When we get to the corner, I'm going to bring over a turn and set it to right. I'm going to hit run. So far, so good. I'm going to count the second part of my path. I counted 5, and I'm going to bring over a second repeat and set a move forward inside. Now I'm going to hit reset. In our code, we have 2 loops. Our first loop repeats move forward 4 times. We turn right and then repeat 5 times. Let's run our program and see if it works. Great job! You can see how we use multiple loops in one program. Let's move on to puzzle 7. Here in puzzle 7, BB8 needs to get the scrap metal. Let's see if we can create our program. The first block I'm going to bring over is a move forward. That's to get to the first scrap metal. Then we'll need to turn and get the rest of the path. I'm going to begin my program with a move forward and a turn right. We can see that we were able to get the first part of the program correct. For the next part, we're going to use a repeat. Inside of the repeat, we're going to connect a move forward, and we're going to do that 5 times. When we traced our path, we counted 5 squares for BB8 to pass. Let's check our program, hit reset, and run. And our program works. Great job. You're getting the hang of using loops. Let's move on to puzzle 8. Here in puzzle 8, it's telling us that loops can work even with more than one block inside. Can we loop this puzzle? Here in our workspace, we see a code of 3 move forwards and a turn right. Let's see how we might use this with a repeat. When we hit run, as we trace the rest of our path, we see that we're going to use the same pattern. Instead of repeating our code 3 more times, we're going to use a repeat. And we're going to set the repeat equal to 3. The 3 times will do each side of the coding path for BB8. Now let's hit reset. Let's double check our code one last time. We're going to be repeating 3 times, forward, 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 turn right. Let's see what happens. We can see as our program repeats, BB8 gets all of his scrap. Great job. Let's click continue, move on to puzzle 9. Here in puzzle 9, our instructions are asking us to get all the scrap metal using just one loop. We're going to try to program it all out and find the repeating code. Let's trace our path in the play space for BB8. Let's start our code. We're going to begin our code with a move forward and a turn right. From there, we're going to add another move forward and a turn left. This should allow us to get the first couple pieces of scrap metal. Let's click run. and we can see that our code works. Now we have to figure out how many times do we need to repeat in order to finish the code. Let's trace our path again. How many did you count? I believe I counted 5. So now we're going to put our code inside of a repeat and have it run 5 times. And you can see BB8 is able to complete his path. Well done! You're seeing the different functions of loops. Let's continue on to puzzle 10. Great, here's our challenge puzzle. Here in puzzle 10, it's asking us to combine what we've learned in the last few lessons to get all the scrap metal. Let's trace our path. We can see that there are 2 different paths for BB8 to get all the metal. Let's see if we can take care of the first pattern. We're going to bring over a move forward, a turn left, a forward, and a turn right. These first 4 commands should allow us to get the first several pieces of scrap metal. We can see that our code works well so far, but how many times must we repeat our coding pattern to get all of the scrap metal in the first path? Retrace the path for BB8. How many did you count? I believe I counted 5. I'm going to put my code inside of a repeat, click reset, and run. You can see that our first repeat worked well. Now from where we are, we need to get the remaining scrap metal. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to need to turn BB8's body. We're actually going to need to turn him 2 times. If you see right now, BB8 is facing down, and he needs to turn his body in the up position to go on the final scrap metal path. From there, I'm going to bring over another repeat. Inside, I'm going to connect a move forward, and I'm going to set it to 5 times. If we look at our coding path, we should count 5 squares for BB8 to go. I'm going to hit reset. We'll double check our code one last time. Excellent job, everybody. That was a tough puzzle. We used multiple loops, and we're able to get the job done. Great job. Let's move on to puzzle 11. Here in puzzle 11, our instructions are asking us to pick up all the scrap metal. Let's trace the path for BB8 and see if we can figure it out. After tracing our path, let's begin our code. We're going to begin by bringing over a repeat. I'm going to set it equal to 2 times, and I'm going to bring over a move forward. This will take care of the first part of the path. Then I'm going to bring over a turn right for BB8 to turn at the corner. From there, I'm going to bring over a second repeat. And I'm going to set this equal to 3. And put in a move forward. This will take care of the second part of the path. I'm going to hit run. And so far, so good. To finish our code, we're going to bring over another turn, set that to right, and let's count our path again. I counted 4. I'm going to bring over a repeat, set it equal to 4, and bring down and move forward. From there, to finish our code, we must turn right and add one more move forward. Let's take a look at our code. Hit reset. And they do. No stopping you guys. Let's keep coding. Got 3 more puzzles. Finish strong. Here in puzzle 12, again, we have a path for BB8 to follow, and let's use some repeat loops. Let's trace our path over in the play space. To start our program, I'm going to bring over a repeat, and I'm going to set it equal to 3. This is for the first part of BB8's path. I'm going to bring over a move forward, and then I'm going to add a turn and set it equal to right. Then I'm going to bring over a second repeat. I'm going to bring over a move forward, and again I'm going to set this one equal to 3. I'm going to hit run, and we can see so far so good. Let's finish the program by getting the second half of the path. From here we're going to bring over a turn left, and now another repeat. We're going to set that equal to 3. To finish, we're going to bring over one final turn and have BB8 turn right. The last part of the path will use one final repeat and set that one equal to 3 as well. You can see that our complete program has 4 repeats altogether. We're using 4 loops. Let's reset our program, take one final review of our code, and hit run. And our code worked perfect. Great job. Let's move on to puzzle 13. Here in puzzle 13, it's asking us to look closely at the code below. What will happen when we click run? Our answer choices are A, BB8 will travel too far in the first loop. B, BB8 will not travel far enough in the first loop. C, BB8 will get all the scrap metal. Trace the path that you think BB8 will go and see if you can figure out which is the correct answer choice. I'm going to choose answer choice B. When we hit run, we see that BB8 was not able to get all of his scrap metal. Great job. If you figure that out on your own, you're doing really wonderfully. Here in our final puzzle, it's telling us to choose any path we'd like to get to the scrap metal. You can see over in the play space, there's a few different ways for BB8 to get to the metal. I'm going to trace this path. We're going to go the upper route. Let's count our path. I counted 6. I'm going to bring over a repeat, connect a move forward, and set it equal to 6 times. From there, we're going to bring over a turn, but we're going to have to turn right. When we hit run, our code works well so far. To finish it off, let's trace the rest of the path. I counted 4. I'm going to bring over another move forward. I'm going to hit reset, and now let's check our code one last time. We have a repeat loop of 6 times, turn right, repeat 4 times. Let's check our code and see if it runs. Great job! Congratulations, everyone. We've now completed loops with Rey and BB8. In our next lesson, we're going to be continuing with our coding with loops. If you have any questions about any of the puzzles in this lesson, please find the appropriate time point on the video. We thank you for following on to this lesson, everybody, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Keep coding. Enjoy the rest of your day.